the things I really had to learn in my career, because I was a very insecure young man, not having a college degree, growing up in this bigoted place, and I didn't believe in myself, so I didn't learn how to show appreciation. It didn't happen in my family much growing up, and I had to learn that. Everybody needs it, everybody wants it, and we got to learn how to give it. If you, as my wife said, if you love me, tell me. Don't keep it to yourself. And it's true. It's true. We get into bad habits at work, at home, routine. We just say, well, that's the way it is. I told her I loved her in 1968 when we got married. Think about what you need to do today that make somebody's day. I mean, I can tell you, take your day planner and put in there every day to make somebody's day with a call, a text. I was thinking about you today. We're so glad you're with our company. You do a great job. Hope you stay with us. You've just made somebody's day. Every day. That should be on your list of things to do today. Who are you going to make feel special today? Appreciate it. We need to quit worrying about hiring new people and keep the ones we have. Keep the ones we have. Everybody's running around trying to figure out how to get new people. You know, I'm not looking for a new wife. I'm trying to keep the one I got. And I'm doing good because my wife said she's going to stay. So I've improved dramatically over the years. Then you may want to ask that person in your life, are they going to stay? So hire them right, train them right, and treat them right. And I would say you ought to write those three things down and stick them on your computer and look at them every day and say, am I? And that part of hiring them right is, who do I need to speak to this week? Who do I need to have a hard conversation with? Who do I need to turn around? Who is not, by the way, if people are not doing a good job, it's your fault. You either hired the wrong people, or you weren't clear with them, you didn't train them, and you're not treating them well. That's why people don't perform. There's people, Jose talked about excellence. Excellence is a state of mind. And you can't have that state of mind if you're not happy. You cannot. It's like all the other people who are not here this morning. Where are they? They paid to come here. I don't know what they're doing. You got to get where you're supposed to be, even if you don't like it. A leader's job is to do what has to be done, when it has to be done, and the way it should be done, whether you like it and whether they like it. That's the job. People say, I want to be a leader. I want to be a manager. I want to be a parent. I say, are you crazy? You want to ruin your life? People are going to disappoint you every day. And if you don't like dealing with them, then you're going to isolate yourself and you're not going to talk to them. Your performance and their performance is going to go down even more because you're going to isolate yourself because you don't want to deal with hard things. People. Hire them right, train them right, treat them right. At Disney, we did some research. We interviewed 6,000 guests at random on the internet, called them personally back in the day when you could. And we asked them one question: what do you expect from Disney? What do you expect? You ought to ask your clients, what do you expect from us? Let's get clarity around what do you expect? And every customer and every guest, they have different expectations, depending on age, education, where they're from, first-time visit, been here before, birthday, celebration, who knows? What do you expect? And it came back, and these are the 4 things your customers expect too, by the way. Number 1, they told us, make us feel special. There's not a customer in the world that's giving you money that doesn't want to be made to feel special. You call them back on time, you get back to them, you solve their, you know what it's like. And we don't do that. A lot of people don't do it because they're not organized, or just they forget to call people back because they don't know how to write it down and plan it and do it right way. And next thing you know, the customer doesn't know you're disorganized. They think you don't care. Everything's going to lead back to having your act together, being organized, being disciplined. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, the customer will fill in the blanks. In their mind, they will say, hey, this guy doesn't even care. I'm not dealing with them anymore. There's no untold stories at the end of the night. We fill them all in. Somebody doesn't speak to us, we don't know they didn't see us. We think doesn't care about me. Let me tell you, that's why being a leader is so tense. When I got out of my car at Disney every morning, I had to take a deep breath and behave myself all day. And for men, that's hard. Behaving, paying attention, not being preoccupied, listening, being available for people, being cool, calm, and collected during chaos of 9/11 and hurricanes and recessions. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Make me feel special. Learn to do that with people. Get that relationship right. You can do that in 2 minutes. People know. I mean, we know when we run into somebody. Is that the kind of person we're connecting or not? That's what professionals do. We connect, and we know, and we send that message. We're going to take care of you. Number two, they said, treat us as individuals. And I'm sure you got clients all over the world that need to be treated as an individual. They got a new problem. They want your help on something they've never done before, and they don't want to hear some blah, blah, blah. They want you to get involved and understand their project and treat them as individuals. We all want that. Because I can tell you, any company that can specialize and individualize and personalize is going to win. That's how people are going to win. Everything's a commodity now. I can find 1,000 people to do banking with. Nothing's special anymore unless you make it special. It's not special because of what you do. It's special how you do it. How you do it. And that's hard. And you got to change the way you think. The third thing they told us, respect me and my family, no matter where we're from, what color we are, what background, what sexual orientation, what religion, what level of education. Just show respect to us, because all that other stuff's none of your business. We got a big problem with that in this country now. We think everything's our business. Just focus on what you're supposed to be doing. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, because you're probably not as great as you think you are. And by the way, you're never as good as you think you are. Focus on performance. That's your job. I don't care where you go to church. I don't care who you're in love with. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care. All I care about is you've got to get the job done. And you got to be reliable. And you got to be respectful. You got to be professional. Those are the things that matter. And that has nothing to do with skin color, what country you're from. It has nothing to do with anything. Get over it, if you have it. Hopefully you don't. Yeah. Well, quit talking about the millennials. I'm not even sure I know what they are anymore. I mean, what? Sounds like Billy the Kid or something, bad guy. Or millennials are not a problem. X is not a problem, Z is not a problem, and by the way, you better learn to work with them, because that's all we got. Or you can be doing it yourself. That's why you got a problem right now. Ooh, they're a problem, they're a problem. No, they're not a problem, they're different. They're not going to work like I did for 6 and 7 days a week and for all those years and get pushed around by leaders and managers who were like not respectful, didn't care about me at all. Not today. Young people, they walk away. That's it. They don't do it. They want, and you're seeing it right now. You got to bring them into the family, baby, and you got to make them. If they don't love coming to work, they're not going to be there very long. They'll walk away. I got 3 grandkids, 26, 23, and 21. I see it happening right now. They're really smart. If you don't deal with them, they change jobs. I talked to my grandson who changed jobs after 2 years at another company. He's a biomedical engineer. I said, how you doing, Julian? He said, I'm so happy now. I don't have a problem in the world. And 2 years ago, he had a problem in the world with his boss and how they treated him. And they didn't treat him bad. They just didn't pay much attention. And the way his boss talked about women in the workplace, that offended him. So think about that. Respect. Respect. Because I guarantee you, you don't want anybody bigoted person discriminating against you for something that's none of their business. None of their business. And the reason a lot of people have this problem is they've never been anywhere. They don't know anybody. I tell young people today, as soon as you graduate, get out of your village. Nothing's going to change in the village. Move to the big city for 5 years and meet people from all over and find out how the real life is. Disney World, we have guests from 160 countries coming here. We have people working here from all over the world. Now, do we have any racists and bigots at Disney? Yeah, probably, but they're really quiet. They better stay quiet because we're not interested in their opinion on this subject. You decide what people are going to do and you make sure you do it. It's your company, your organization. So, number 3, make me feel special, treat me as an individual, show respect to me, and last, your customers want the people they deal with to be trained and know what they're doing, have knowledge, have knowledgeable people working for you. That's how you build a business and trust and have good ratings and repeat business. So 4 things. Think about it every day with your customers. Am I making them feel special? Do I keep in touch with them? Occasionally, send them a note. Thank you. How you doing? Send them an article on something so they keep your name in their brain. Do I treat them as individuals when they call me with some problem I've never heard about? Do I get involved, get our team involved, and we handle them as an individual? Respect. Do people is there clarity in your company about respect for people and what is not acceptable? Have you told them? Don't think people don't know how you feel. You've got to, on this subject, you've got to speak up and tell people every day how to treat people, or they'll decide for themselves. If they don't hear it from you, they'll figure it out what they think. And you never say anything, so that must be okay. Role modeling. They're watching you. They're getting their direction from you. People come to Walt Disney World to work. And 2 years after they're here, they're different people than they got when they got here. They're different. One professor said, we sent you an introvert, and you sent us back an extrovert. People change based on the experiences they have. That's why you want to have a lot of experience. You want to meet a lot of people. You want to know as many people as you can. You want more and more knowledge because that's who you are. That's who you are. And people are pretty much interested in who you are, not totally what you know. They want both. Who are you? Can I trust you? Are you fair? Then that's the guests, the customers. What do the employees want in your company and you personally? Number 1, you want to be made to feel special. And I tell people, if I'm doing a good job, hey, boss, tell me. Don't keep it to yourself. We're all insecure. We all need that boost. Especially right now, people have a lot of problems. Worried about their house, financing, kids going to college, the pandemic. I mean, there's enough problems out there to worry. I'm surprised anybody's going to sleep at night. Make them feel special. You can do that every day if you decide to think about it. In the morning when you have your plan, who are you going to put in there today? I'm going to go out of my way on purpose to get in touch with this person and tell them I was thinking about them last night. You don't know the power of this thing. It's huge. It's huge. And the more you do it, the better you will get at it. And the more you will it'll make you feel better. When people are calling you back and say, I appreciate that. I really needed that. I was having problems. Thank you so much for taking the time to call me. It's a big deal. It's part of your job. It's part of your responsibility. It's part of your life. Thinking. What is that? Oh, I'm supposed to take a pill right now, but I forgot it. I left it at home because you guys got me up so early. It's your fault. Employees, treat them as individuals. When they have a daycare problem, They got to get off work at 3 o'clock because their son's having a problem in school. They need to go up to the school. Their mother's in the hospital. Their dad is having issues. They need some individual attention that's not within this, whatever we call the policy of the company. You take care of people. And I'll tell you, if you haven't had a tragedy in your family yet, don't worry. It's coming. That train left the station, it'll visit your house and everybody else's house in this room, and you better hope you have a family and friends around you and hopefully a company that's going to work with you through it. Come out the other end, people come back more loyal, more committed than ever. We all know who we trust. We know right now. You know who they are. If I told you to write down the names, it wouldn't take you long because there's not many. And you need to be that person too. Somebody will put you on their list. Treat me as an individual. Third, show respect to me, no matter where I'm from or what country I'm from or what language or what sexual orientation or what religion. Show respect to me. And last, employees want to be trained and developed. They don't say it that way, but when you train and develop people, you're sending a message to them that they matter. You're helping their future. You're helping their children. You're helping their grandchildren. You're taking people. I mean, I had these people in my career. No college degree, growing up in a crazy farm town. Nobody ever went anywhere. Nobody ever did anything. And people say, how were you successfully? I said, I got out of the village. Went in the Army, went to Washington, D.C. If you don't like other people, don't go to Washington. Everybody's from a different country there. Then I moved to New York. Don't go to New York unless you can really handle the pace and people from everywhere. In these towns, you will learn about countries you didn't even know existed. I hear a country on the news and I look it up on how to be better. There's other people, maybe next door for all I know. All flip charts are the same. Take the competitor's business. Find a way to do it. And these are the ways you do it. You have relationships with people. You keep in touch with them. They don't forget your name. It's just, you use your planner never to forget. I call you today and we hang up. We had a good conversation. I flip over to March and I wrote in there, call you again. Relationships are probably the name of the game and how life works and how you get opportunities and how people help you. How you get clients. Referral. People saying, hey, you need to work with them. They're fabulous. Oh, great. And you need to work with Bill. He's fabulous. You got to start applying time against these things. What else? Your parents, grandparents. Anybody going to have to deal with their parents and grandparents as they get older? You're going to have, do you know what assisted living costs? Do you know what Medicare and Medicaid will pay? Do you know how? Do that now. Your parents and grandparents can handle this conversation. You are the problem. They can handle it. Don't wait till the dementia sets in and you can't get the will signed, you can't get the trust done, and you can't blah, 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 blah. Do it now. Why don't we do it now? Because it's hard. For you, it's hard. It's not hard for them to have that conversation. Most people are not focused on that. Do you have your will done? Put it in your planner and get it done. I mean, it's like, get it done. I'm sorry to tell you, you are going to die. I don't know if you know that for sure, but it's going to happen. And it could be tomorrow morning. Think about what's important and get it on your list of things in your planner and start getting them done. And most of the things you're not doing are hard things, and that's why you keep not putting them in there. Exercise. You're taking care of your health. Is that a responsibility? Absolutely. Take care of your health. Because if you don't take care of your health, you can't take care of anybody else. Do it for your loved ones. Do it for your loved ones. My wife and I have a trainer. We train twice a week with agility, balance, and strength. Why do we do that? Because we're old and we don't want to fall and break a hip. Does anybody know anybody that broke a hip? You don't want to fall. You want to have strong bone density. You want to get your annual checkup so that when your doctor comes in, he said, I'm glad you came in, Lee. We can catch it. We caught this early. Or he says, for the disorganized, you haven't been here in 4 years. I wish you'd have come in. We could have done something about this. It's too late now. Get your physicals, get your checkups. As they say, floss the teeth you want to keep. Be on top of this, your health. There's nothing more important, by the way. Nothing. And you ask your family, they want you around. It's not for you, it's for them. There's nothing more important. When I was at Disney, I took care of making sure we were training and hiring the right people in the culture. When I retired, my wife gave me 3 new priorities. She said, Lee, number 1 priority is take care of yourself so you can take care of us. Number 2, take care of your family because you're here. Number 3, take care of your business. If you have any time left over, you can play golf or go help Kim Kardashian with her problems. But don't be doing anything else until you do them 3 or 4 major things in your life every day. And the reason you won't do them, there's only one reason people don't exercise. It's hard. The couch wins. The refrigerator wins. And it'll sneak up on you. And I'm telling you, I told a group the other night, I said, there's only 4 ages. You're born, you're 21, you're 65, you're dead. That's how time goes by. And any of you that have kids are seeing that. Just like that. What happened? Yeah. Time is not on your side. And you better get the discipline to start buckling down, putting the hard things in there, the hard conversations, the hard decisions. And as you get used to it, life gets easier. You help other people, and you will leave a legacy of somebody who developed and trained and showed people the right way to do things. So think about those things. There's many others in your life that you have to think about. You know what they are. You know what they are. Think deeply about what your position should be responsible for. You have responsibility for other people, for their development, for their training, for their attitude, for their coaching, whatever it is. You need to think then, are you putting enough time against that issue that's your responsibility? Your faith, your church, your volunteer organization. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Can I find it in your planner, either scheduled or a list of things to do? People say, Lee, do you ever take a day off? Do you just lay on the couch? Yeah. If I don't want to do anything, I don't put anything in my planner that day. I mean, you control it. If I don't want to do anything but one thing, I put it in the afternoon, so I have the morning free, and I go for my coffee and take my laptop and blah, blah, blah. You control what you want to do, who you want to be. You. So quit blaming it on your mother or everybody else. It's you. You. If you're not happy with your job, you're not happy with your salary, you're not happy with your spouse, you're not happy with your pay, the question always is, what are you going to do about it? Just be unhappy? Happiness is a personal problem. You don't have to be happy to work at Disney. You got to act happy for 8 hours. We're putting on a show here. Disney's the happiest place on earth or else. I'm sure your kids have heard that. Get your room cleaned up or else. My brother and I didn't want to find out what or else meant because our mother was a terrorist before they had them in the world. And you got to be kind of a terrorist and firm and fair. And she's coming, you better get it cleaned up. And she's not messing around. And yeah, you got to be clear if you want to get performance. So you're going to have technical competence. You're going to work on that. You're going to have management. You're going to get to be a better manager. Third is technological competence. You're going to stay up with technology, how to use it, when to apply it. You're going to go to conferences like this. You're going to get on the internet. You're going to watch your competitors. You're going to really be an expert on the technological aspects of your business so you know when to apply it. And in your personal life. And last, leadership competence. How are you going to be that leader? People wake up in the morning and they want to work with you because they trust you, because you care about them, because you are available for them, because you have told them they're important, because you have trained them and you've developed them. And when people ask them about you, they tell them, hey, well, I got a great boss. What are they saying behind your back? If you're doing the right things, they'll be saying good things. So those are 4 competencies. You got to think, are you working on all 4 of them? Are you working on your technical competence to be the best, be the expert, the go-to person, technically? Are you working on your management skills to get more organized, disciplined, so you're on top of things and following up and you keep your promises and you're reliable and you're credible, which is one of the most important things in the world is credibility? Are you keeping up with technology? And meetings like this, other things, you know, there's a million ways to keep up. And last, are you really thinking every day about your leadership reputation and who you are? People care about more who you are than what you do, I assure you. Who you are is more important than what you do. I don't want to be remembered for what I did. I want to be remembered for who I am. I want people to feel. And I can tell you, I took a different role in my life because I was a hard-ass manager for a long time, kicking butt and making things happen until I worked through that. And today I said, I don't want to be known as a boss. Don't ever, I hate that term, boss. I want to be known as a teacher. And that's what I do every day for the last several years. Teach, train, teach. And your job in your company and your organization and your family is to teach. It's not to chew people out and to scare them and to intimidate them. You're not happy with something, you teach them. I mean, you don't whack your kids around when they don't clean their room. You have a conversation and you talk about it. And you use empathy and discipline and you tell them you love them and then you kick their butt. And then you tell them you love them again and they love you. And they grow up. That's called development. Development is mainly in the brain. That's where it happens. And the brain is getting the right input. And by the way, remember, about half the stuff in your brain is not even true. So quit thinking it. Half the stuff your parents taught you is not true. Depends where you grew up, maybe more is not true, because you didn't get out of the village. You don't read. You don't have friends. You don't have relationships where you're always getting input, incoming. So those are some other things you can think about. So, I don't know, did anybody ask any questions? I guess not, I hope not, no. But this is a subject that's important. I hope you think about it. You have the ability to change the direction of people's lives or not. You have actually you have the ability to change their life for worse or for better. And mostly it's about your leadership, your ability to care, do the hard things, have the hard conversations, and that all comes back to you. That'll all come back to you.
Lee, we do have a question that I want to relate to you when you
go ahead.
So, thank you for what an incredible perspective on your career, your personal life, your journey. And the question has to do with that last comment you just made about being a teacher.
Yeah.
And you have been a teacher, you have been a mentor for so many, including myself. The question was, this came from director of technology at 3M, Michael Mullenberg. And he asks, how did you approach teaching your successor at Disney when it was time for you to leave? How did that happen?
A lady that reported to me was in charge of half our hotels and 2 of the parks, and she reported to me. And early on, she was an amazing, competent, trusted person that was a great performer. So she was in industrial engineering. We pulled her out of that. We put her in charge of the Magic Kingdom to get a good look at her ability to lead and manage, and gave her that experience. And then after that, I had her report to me for half the hotels. And with that goal, she called me one day and said on Boss's Day, is that what they have, Boss's Day or something? She left me an email and she said, Lee, thank you for letting me be me. And what that meant, I wasn't pushing her around. Thank you for letting me be me. And you've got to think about, are you establishing that kind of rapport and that kind of the mess she knew. I told her often how much she was so smart. I mean, basically, people ask me what I did at Disney. Nothing. I just had really smart people around me. It's so complicated, you can't even imagine. From engineering to food and beverage to retail to security, 1,400 security people on the property, to 350 buses, almost 1,500 bus drivers. I didn't know anything about any of that, but I hired people who do. And that's why I survived. Get the people around you. I have the best tax accountant. I don't do my own taxes. I have somebody to take care of my marketing on all my work. I wrote 4 books, but I don't know where the commas go. So I hired a guy to put those commas and those semicolons I'm still trying to figure out. Who uses a semicolon? I mean, give me a break. I never used one in my life. I want to use one though. And so, I mean, your job is to make sure things get done. You don't have to do everything. You just got to make sure they get done. That's your job. Some days it'll be fun, some days it won't be fun. But you will always be responsible and be proud that you were trustworthy. You did what you said you're going to do, and you're developing people. People learn from me because I let them learn from me. We handle people as individuals. You got a baby, we're probably going to deal with you differently. When the baby's sick, you can take a sick day yourself, even though you're not supposed to take it for you. But I said, take it anyway. Because company policies half of them are ridiculous. And I didn't get fired, so I got away with it. Sometimes you have to test your what do we say, authority. See if you really have it. I tried it, and nobody said anything. So I knew I had a little bit more authority than I thought I did. Take the chance. Go out there and make sure people are saying good things about you behind your back because you care about them, you're developing them, and you're making their life better. And by the way, it makes Disney's life better too, that I walked away and she took over and we'd worked together for years. Nobody felt that jerkiness when you have a big change in leadership. Just kept going. So it's about you making sure you're aware of it and picking the right people and starting early to get them ready. Anything else on that? All right, guys, the only thing you're going to take with you and leave behind, I guarantee you, is your legacy. And you better be deciding what that is. And there's a lot of people in this country right now who are not going to be proud of their legacy because greed and mistreating people, and it's all about them. And yeah, you think deeply about what legacy do you want to leave? And you'll do the right thing, and you'll be happy you did, and people will appreciate you. So thank you for having me today. It's great to be here. Have a good life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
Mr. Lee Cockerell right there. And